Today we are going to do this assignment together. It's a talk assignment, which means it's basically a discussion. Sometimes the discussion asks your opinion, and a lot of times it asks you to support your opinion with evidence from the text. So to prepare for today, you're going to do a couple of things. But I would like to give you a heads up that today I'm going to ask you to do a task or answer a question. You're going to have to pause this video, do the task or answer the question, and then come back and press play again. So be ready to press pause and press play as we do this together. So the first thing that you want to do is get into today's assignment, which is the Talk for Emma Watson's speech. I'm going to share my screen for you, which is this assignment. Now, before we begin this assignment, you want to make sure that you have open this speech, and you don't want to leave this tab up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into Clever, and we're going to open up a second Canvas tab. Once you open up a second Canvas tab, you're going to want to go back to this course and find the assignment that has the actual speech in it. Now you can see that I have open today's assignment, which is the Talk for Emma Watson's United Nations speech. But then I can also toggle back to the speech when I need to, because one of the questions asks for textual evidence. Okay, so pause your video and right now and get this all set up, and then come back to me and press play when you have today's assignment open and you have this speech open in a separate tab. Well, okay, so hopefully you're back and you're all ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do today is you are going to click the reply that is right here. And once you click the box that says reply, it should open up to a larger discussion box like this. Press pause, make sure that you have your reply box open and you're ready to answer questions. Press play when you are all set up. Okay, we're back. So you are going to answer some discussion questions, but I'd like you to take your time. So there are 3 discussion questions. The third one has a couple different components to it. So I'm going to ask you the question. You're going to press pause on this video and take 3 or 4 minutes to think about and answer the question in your reply box. So the first question is, have you ever felt limited by your gender or the stereotypes associated with it? Explain in detail. So take a minute to think about this question. Have you ever felt limited? Have you ever felt restricted by the fact that you are a female or by the fact that you are a male? Or maybe you were just restricted by the stereotypes or expectations that society has put on you as a female or as a male. So don't simply say yes or no. Explain your response in detail. So you can say yes because and give an example, or no because, and really go into an explanation as to why you feel like no, you have actually not been limited. Press pause, take a few minutes, answer that first question. Okay, hopefully you're pressing play because you already answered that question. Second question, why do you think it's difficult for people to let go of gender stereotypes? Why do you think it's hard for people to let go of them? Why do you think they're still here? Why do you think that people still have these ideas of what it means to be or act like a woman, or what it means to be or to act like a man? Why are we still fitting people into these categories? So think about that question. Why do you think it's difficult for people to let gender stereotypes go? Pause this video, take a few minutes, and really think about this. Okay, so you're back. You've answered the first two. Finally, in the context of the text, how do we define the roles of men and women? Why are men's participation? Okay, so there's two parts to this question. So let's do the first part of the question, and then we'll do the second part. So in the context of the text, how do we define the roles of men and women? So with this question, it is asking you to directly reference the text. So now we come back to our speech, keeping that question in mind. How do we define the roles of men and women based on what Emma Watson has said in her speech? So take a minute, pause this video, and skim through this text. Look for evidence to support how she has established the definition of male and female stereotypes. Pause. And when you've found your evidence, copy it, paste it into your response. Okay, so hopefully you've done that, but I just want to check if I've copied this and I have pasted it into my response. Is that enough? Does that answer this question? No, it doesn't. You've just given me a line from the text. So what we need to do, one, is put it in quotation marks. And two, we need to explain in our own words how this is supporting the fact that this is how she believes we define the roles of men and women. So one example she provides is when at 18, my male friends were unable to express their feelings. How do we define the roles of men and women? Well, here, the role of a man is to remain void of emotion. The man's expressing emotion is frowned upon. For men. So if you are going to copy and paste evidence, make sure you analyze what it means in your own words. All right, so next part of this question. Why are men's participation in the he-she movement necessary to create change? So similarly, we need to go back to the text and skim the text and find evidence that supports why Emma Watson believes men's participation in the he for she movement is necessary to create change. Pause this video, go back and find that evidence, and do the same process. It's totally okay to copy and paste your evidence, but you must do two things. You must quote it because it's not your words, and you must analyze its meaning in order to answer the question. So pause this video, find the evidence for that next portion of the question, and once you have your evidence, you can come back and press play. Okay, so we have answered question 1, we have answered question 2, and we have answered question 3. We have also cited evidence from the text. Now, additionally, If you would like to conclude with a thorough response, is there anything from your own experience, other literature that you've read, art, or history to support anything that you have said in this discussion? If you can think of any, put it at the bottom of your discussion. Once you have everything, go ahead and post your reply.